Welcome to the Big Blue Radio Show, coming to you on Tulsa Community College's online radio station, The Grid, and on the Creativity Channel. I'm Greg Stone, Provost of TCC's Metro Campus.
I'm Lee Goodson, President of Tulsa Community College. One of TCC's premier health science programs introduces students to the complex and rewarding career of veterinary technology.
Today we'll learn more about the program with Dr. Jan Barnett right here on the Big Blue Radio Show.
Well, thank you, Dr. Barnett, for joining us this afternoon.
Thank you for having me.
We're really glad to have you here. You're our director of our Vet Tech program out at the West Campus, which is a beautiful...
It's a wonderful facility.
It's a wonderful facility on, really, from a land standpoint, one of our most gorgeous campuses. Yeah, it's really beautiful. So, just a little bit about the Registered Veterinary Technician Program, RVT. And can you talk to us a little bit about how someone might decide that they're interested in the veterinarian field and specifically RVT as a career, and what kinds of things might draw them to that?
Very good, thank you. It's really about animals. So you certainly have a love for animals, but also an interest in medicine and caring for these. Our technicians focus on the nursing care and patient care for our animals as opposed to diagnosing, which is the veterinary side. And also client education. We spend a lot of time with client education as well. Okay,
so for instance, it's in human medicine, you've got the surgeon or the physician and the nurse, and so is it the same parallel? Is it similar to that?
It's very similar. It is very similar. So our technicians provide all supportive services and patient care that I as a veterinarian need to diagnose and treat our patient. The focus is on so many different things as far as laboratory technician, as dental care, as primary patient care, emergency and ICU. So there are several veterinary technician specialties. So once our graduates have completed their degree, then they can go on to specialize in 13 different areas.
Wow.
So it is a growing field, and it is always different. It's always changing.
So even within RVT, they can be really specialized. Okay.
That makes me think, Jan, a couple of months ago you were gracious enough to give me another great tour of the facility. I hadn't been out in a few years and got to meet with the staff and the faculty, and actually to your question, you sort of walk through the program, through the facility, and realize it's like every allied health program that we have all in one. And it's just, it's extraordinary how much goes on, like you were talking about those fields they could go into. Talk to us about what the student experience is like when they come through. What's sort of the typical student experience, and maybe remind us how many students are in the program right now and how many you take a year.
Well, it is very involved. Again, it is part of all the allied health programs. So if we look at dental hygiene, physical therapy, nursing, diagnostic imaging, clinical pathology, or laboratory technician, all those rolled into one for a wide variety of species. So we have our large animals, our horses, cattle, sheep, pigs, and goats. Our small animals, which are dogs and cats, and then our exotics as we move into ferrets and even our laboratory animals, rabbits and mice, but tortoises and fish and birds, all different kinds of critters. Reptiles, snakes, yes, we do all those.
Wow.
So it's a little bit like Noah's Ark out there sometimes. It is. But it's always different. Our program is very hands-on. Our faculty are all from a private practice background, so we understand what the position for a veterinary technician is and what we want in a technician. And so it's very hands-on, it is very involved, again, ever-changing, and intensely rewarding. Very rewarding career for graduates.
And I might just say too, having been a longtime cat owner up until recently, sadly, the vet that I took my cat to for years regularly hired students out of our program. So I know firsthand as a pet owner how great our students are when they come out of the program, and what a great job that you and the faculty and staff do, just in terms of how they've cared for my cat. So
we try very hard, and the veterinary community, all of our practice in this region, are very supportive of our program. We couldn't do that without them. They provide us practical internship locations, and it is an invaluable part of our program that our students are able to learn in a realistic veterinary hospital situation. Yeah. We take 30 students each year. We admit one class of students each fall semester. Applications are due April 30th every year, and we go through an interview and a selection process for our class that starts each fall.
That's great.
So we were at Paint the Zoo Blue. I saw you paint the Zoo Blue. You were personing your table of interest, and you had your hoof laying out, and where we could see inside the hoof and stuff like that. And I asked you because my daughter loves animals, all kinds of animals. She's always got roly-polies and turtles, and
there you go.
And her cat lives in her room, and we've got 2 dogs, and it's completely out of control. So I asked you, I said, so, she really loves animals. What do you, so what is it, what's the profile of a person that's interested in becoming a registered veterinarian technician? I think
that's great. I think she's well on her way.
Okay.
I think that's primary. I was very interested in medicine since I was a young girl, but I think the profile for our students they're very self-motivated. They are dedicated to animals, medicine, and nursing care. Certainly creativity is in there. Some people think you have to be a science nerd, but no, many of our students are quite creative and go that area as well. I think ethics and morality are very important. You have to have drive and persistence, but we're there to nurture all those qualities in our graduates. So
good, yeah.
Sort of along those lines, talking about ethics and morality, Jan, the Vet Tech program also was involved in pet adoption as a part of the work that you all do. Talk to us about how that works, and if a student or an employee of the college who might be listening on the grid or watching us on the YouTube channel or the Creativity channel are interested in adopting a pet. How do they go about doing that? What certain times of year that you all go through that process,
yes.
right?
Yeah, and that's a wonderful part of our program that we have the opportunity to do this. So we adopt from local shelters our dogs and cats, and we do that each fall and each spring semester. And at the end of those 2 semesters, we adopt those to responsible homes. Our faculty RVTs, registered veterinary technicians, administer that program. And so they are wonderful at finding permanent homes for these pets. Our students care for these animals during the semester. That's part of their education, but it's a wonderful part that they get to see different types of animals and help them with their behaviors or things like that. But these are great animals. By the time they are ready for adoption, they've received veterinary care, they've are spayed or neutered, they've received their vaccinations, heartworm prevention, and a lot of medical care that semester. So they're in great health and they are ready to go. We've adopted over 300 animals in the course of our program. So most of those have been dogs and cats, but we also adopt our laboratory animals. We have rabbits, mice, and rats, and those find homes. Rats are fun. Rats are fun. They just are so personable. Yeah. And then in the beginning part of our program, we also adopted some goats and some sheep, and in fact, they get to come back and visit with us each fall in part of our large animal program, and then they get to go back home. So it's been a lot of fun with that.
That's great. Yeah.
What times of the year do you usually do
towards the end of the fall and towards the end of the spring semesters.
And if people are interested, I know you all sort of promote that, and we send emails out to advertise it around the college, but people could also call the Vet Tech Center and about that time of the year and get a little more information.
Absolutely. Give us a call at 918-595-8212 and visit with our RVTs, Brandy and Paula. And we'll have you fill out an adoption application. Of course, we will post our animals. In fact, we're just taking pictures this week of our dogs and cats up for adoption. They should be posted on the web next week. Also Facebook, we have a Facebook page, the TCC Facebook page. They go up there too. So that's great. They're just irresistible. We have some really cuties this year, so they're a lot of fun. Dogs and cats.
Mm-hmm. Have you adopted any of them yourself?
Oh yes.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. I was getting ready.
Oh yes. That can be an occupational hazard too.
Yeah, right.
But yes, in fact, my current dog, I have a Labrador, Lucas. He's our demo dog, and I adopted him about 10 years ago now from the program. So he's aging. And our other RVTs, they've also adopted some pets from the program too.
Of course they have.
Our students and our graduates, but they're wonderful.
Good.
They're wonderful creatures.
Well, tell us how you chose to become a veterinarian, and then how you subsequently chose to be part of the RVT program here at TCC. How you decided to leave medicine itself and get into the education side of RVT. So talk to us about that sequence for you.
Well, I was very fortunate. From a young age, I wanted to be a veterinarian. I loved animals, and as I went through school and went into college, I knew I wanted to be involved in medicine, and so veterinary medicine was just a great career path for me. I also looked at research medicine as well, and veterinary in microbiology, so I kind of have a love for that as well. But veterinary medicine was just a great fit, and OSU was a wonderful school for me.
Oh, that's a great, it's a great program.
Waving wing.
Yeah.
So, but it just, again, it was a great mix of the medicine and the surgical, like diagnosing. It's a lot like, solving mysteries. Why are these animals ill? And the fact that I have the capability of helping them towards their recovery, it's been very rewarding for me. So education, I've done a lot of things with my veterinary career. That's a wonderful thing about this, whether you're a technician or a veterinarian, you can do a lot of different career paths. So I was in private practice for a while. I managed an emergency hospital for a while, so I was emergency ICU, and that's where my love is, in internal medicine. I was in industry, in the pet food industry for a while, so I've had an opportunity to do a lot of different things, as well as the military. I was a veterinarian in the Veterinary Corps.
Oh, really?
So Army Reserves. And this was another area I wanted to see our profession grow, and I wanted to really see the veterinary technology profession grow. And this was a great fit. This opportunity came up from TCC, and TCC does such a marvelous job with all of our workforce programs. Who could resist that? And it was a great fit.
That's great. So when you were in the military, it was working animals?
Yes, with the Veterinary Corps. So
Wow.
we do, part of our role in the Veterinary Corps is food safety. And so protecting our soldiers through food.
Wow.
So looking at food products as they go into the package, and taking care of our soldiers, providing them wholesome nutrition. But we also are involved with the military working dogs. The Army is the executive agent for all of the branches of the service, so military working dogs and FAA dogs as well. I've had opportunity to work with some of those animals. And then if you're on post, then any privately owned animals, a lot of the soldiers would have pets, and then the military ceremonial dogs. So the Army mule and the Army goat, and so you have, again, a wide variety of things that you can do in the Army and the Veterinary Corps. So.
Well, before we get to our big question that we ask all of our guests, Jan, I just want to let Dr. Goodson know that you invited me to come out and play in the dog and cat rooms during playtime. So if I'm ever missing suddenly from a cabinet meeting,
that's where you are.
You will know where I will be. I will be playing with the small animals in that tech.
It's too inviting.
It's too tempting.
Yeah.
So Jan, we ask all of our guests the same question at the end of the interview, which is, if you could go back in time and give some advice to your 18-year-old college-going self, what would that advice be? That's
a great question. I love that question. I think set goals. Set goals and
like
be persistent with your goals. Have a dream. Have several dreams. And it may not always be exactly how you dreamed it, but you can certainly make a great, rewarding life. I think just being persistent and setting goals, that's the way to make it. So.
And you're a great example of that for our students, and we appreciate that so much.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Well, that is all the time we have for today, but we do want to thank our guest, Dr. Jan Barnett, for joining us on the show.
And thank you for being here, too. Remember, you can find us every week online at The Grid, tulsacc.edu/thegrid, and on the Creativity channel. We'll see you next time.